Welcome back to PL Aquascapes. This is another update here on my 75-gallon tank. Now, the tank was very cloudy earlier. It actually was taking some of the tannin from the substrate, so I had to actually go ahead and do a big water change. And this is how I'm doing. I'm taking the water change and I'm going ahead and taking the water from here. The water is sucking out of here and it's being refilled with that hose right there. So water is coming in with that hose and water is going out with that hose. That way I'm able to make sure I get all of that tannin out of the water. As you can see, I went ahead and cleaned up that boo-boo I did the last time, that mistake I did. I put some substrate there, and of course over here put some substrate there. Actually, I was surprised because in the last video, if you look at it, all here was actually not grown in, and it actually grown in within one night. As you could see, you still have a line right there that goes straight back, but all there was actually kind of bald. All here was actually kind of bald when I made that mistake. All here was a little bit bald as well. It's actually growing in, so I'm not sure if it's just going to go ahead and carpet the whole thing. I'm not sure if that's what it's going to do, but I hope it does that. So I went ahead and like I said, I'm doing a big water change on this. It's been going for some time now. It was almost to the point where you could have said it was a brackish tank. That was kind of heartbreaking to see the next day, but I actually went ahead and got this water change going. It looked like the tannins are all coming out. I went ahead and I turned the CO2 on full blast right there. So you see all of that. Just remember, it's no fish in this tank, so I'm not killing any wildlife or anything like that. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to incorporate quick growth on the carpet so I could start scaping the tank as well, and to help the carpet grow in from looking so patchy. So far, I'm actually kind of impressed with it. It looks very good. If I didn't make that mistake, it would have looked much fuller. It would have a full carpet here. All here would have been full. All here would have been full. All here would have been full if I had not made that mistake. But despite the mistake, like I said, it's ways around where you could actually go ahead and correct the way how it's growing right here. You can see the root system here. It's supposed to be like that all the way around, all the way down. But as you could see, it's not all the way down. If you look at the root system from the side, you will see how it's supposed to really look like. You see the root stem right there? That's exactly how it's supposed to look. But it's not. As you can see from the side view, it still looks a little cloudy because it was very brackish. The substrate, I had some peat inside of the substrate as well. And the peat, when I did that boo-boo right here, all the tannins from that peat came up into the water overnight. It was not a bacterial bloom or anything like that because, like I said, I put the quick start in there and it did not turn cloudy. This is the quick start I use from Top Fin. I'm going to go ahead and do that again after I'm finished filling this up. I have well water now, so I do not need to dechlorinate the water, though I could go ahead and add that as well. But I could just go ahead and put in the bacteria inside of the tank, and everything will be fine in here as far as cycling. Give it a couple days. Put a pinch or two of fish food, probably once a day in there to keep the bacteria going. And it will actually help the tank cycle much quicker, and I could start adding small fishes in there. Again, I'm trying to just leave this tank to schooling fishes. So be ready to see some really good schooling in this tank. Again, I have the CO2 blast in there, full blast, because I did a big water change and I want the water to really have that CO2 in there so that the plants could kind of recover from that boo-boo I did, and to actually go ahead and grow even quicker. That's my plan here with this carpet. The substrate is I don't think I need any type of ferts or anything like that. The substrate is very, very rich in fertilizer. It actually have fertilizer in the substrate already. I should have started when I was doing it from scratch, but it was so late in the night I did not do it. So right now, as you can see, the intake, the water is coming through this hose right here. And it's going in this bag so it does not agitate the substrate anymore. And the water is being sucked out right here. And that's the filter going there in the back. The filter I have, it filters about 250 gallons per minute. This is a 75-gallon tank, so it's very, very good. I had that same filter on my 30-gallon tank. Someone, well, many people in my comments in my earlier video was saying that my previous tank was overstocked. And I said it was about 30 or so, 34 or so fish in there without counting. But if it was more than 30 or more than 40 fish in there, that 30-gallon tank was pumping a tank that pushes over 200 gallons per minute in filtering. So, and then it was full of media. This is what I have right here. As you can see, the very tall canister filter. And then on the other tank, I actually had another side filter on it as well. So I would, if I had to compute it, I would say it was probably almost to 275 gallons per minute on a 30-gallon tank. So I went ahead and got the same filter for this 75-gallon tank. Like I said, the earlier scape I had, I went ahead and actually gave it away for free to a lady that really, really was impressed with it. I was moving and I didn't want to walk with the tank, and I did not want those fishes to die in the tank as well in my travels here to down south. But the lady wanted to buy it from me, and I actually just gave her for free as a gift. You know, sometimes you freely give and you freely receive. So I was glad I was able to bless somebody with that tank, and she is enjoying it up until today. So this is what's going on here with the tank. It's just going through the motions right now. It's getting rid of all those dark tannins, and it's gonna be like this for probably another 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna just top it all up. One thing I wanted to also show is that the substrate that I had, like I said, it was very rich. When I fill up the tank with some water, it actually had some little worms that came out. If you could see right there. If you could see right there, those are some little worms that actually came out of the substrate. So it looked like they're all, well, no, some of them, this one is moving right here. It's moving right there. That one right there is moving. So they're not fully dead, but I'm gonna go ahead and scoop those out as well, so that we will be able to get this tank nice and clean and pristine. I like a clean, pristine tank. I do not like a tank that looks blurry or anything like that. I use a ton of beneficial bacteria. You can't go wrong with beneficial bacteria. Beneficial bacteria is what eats the ammonia and all the waste inside of your tank. And if you don't have enough beneficial bacteria, you will have a bacterial bloom. Your whole tank will turn white like milk, and it actually is harmful in high quantities to your wildlife, even the plants as well. It sticks on everything. It sticks on the glass, it sticks on the plants, it even sticks on your fishes as well. So if you are going to put in a tank, you definitely need beneficial bacteria inside of your tank. If you do the long cycle, you will most likely get a bacterial bloom, and then it will eventually work its way out. But I like to use the quick start method so that I could start with a pristine tank, get the jump start the nitrogen cycle, sorry. And after I jump start the nitrogen cycle, I could start adding, 1 or 2 fish in there to feed that bacteria. And, after several weeks, I could go ahead and stock the tank with adding even more beneficial bacteria. And if you want a good idea as far as how much I actually add, if you look at this right here, this top fin beneficial bacteria here, I will add this whole thing into this tank. And then after a day or two, I will get another one and add the whole thing in there. So that's what I do to make sure that the tank is healthy and to make sure I don't have any ammonia spikes or anything like that when adding the wildlife inside of there. And one cap full of this treats 10 gallons of water. And this is a 75-gallon here. So I actually, when I put in here the first time, I put 20 cap full in there. And you know, 20 cap full, that's 200 gallons. This is only a 75 gallon. And as you can see, it's almost done. I've been putting it in there every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy another one of this. I'm gonna empty this whole thing in here first when this top up. And then I'm gonna run the filter, keep it running overnight. I'm gonna clean up those fly maggots or worms or whatever that thing is. I don't know what those things are, but there's some type of worms. If you know what it is, leave it in the comments. But they came out of the substrate once I filled the tank up, and they actually remind me of silkworms because they kind of had a little string or something like that to attach to the substrate. As you can see them right there floating. I don't know what type of worms they are, but they are still alive. This is a view from the top of the tank. A dark spot right there is where I had the mistake where, if you did not watch the first video that I had there, I put the hose inside and I put the plastic back down so that the water from the hose does not agitate the substrate. And obviously I did not have it on there properly. And what happened, look at the worm squirming right there. And what happened, the water still agitated the substrate, and it actually made a big hole inside. Well, not a big hole, but it made a hole in the substrate right there and eat up the carpet that was there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I'm not sure if I'm just going to go ahead and put some Monte Carlo in there, since the substrate kind of resemble it a little bit, or maybe some HC. Maybe so, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe in the comments you may want to tell me what type of plants I could put right here that will kind of match the remaining of the carpet. Hopefully this go ahead and start carpeting the whole thing. If I should wait on that, let me know, because it looks like here is still growing up as well. So maybe it will carpet the whole thing. I'm not sure, but as of right now, this carpet kind of resembles HC a little bit. Maybe I could probably get away by using Monte Carlo and just planting it in here, and then just keeping it cut very low, or putting some HC in there and just making sure that CO2 is pumping, because HC use a lot of CO2 as well. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this patch, with those patches. Should I just go ahead and let it grow in and just see if it will carpet the whole thing, or should I go ahead and put some Monte Carlo in there, some HC, which is dwarf baby tears, for those who do not know what HC is, or some other type of carpeting plant, maybe Glossostigma or something else. Let me know what you think. The way how I wanted it to work is that you see this patch right down there, that little bump. I wanted it to be about that high, all on the bottom of the tank here, and I want the mountains as well to grow in, which they are growing in. In just a day or two, they are looking spectacular. I'm actually very impressed with it. It's a simple tank. I haven't added any color in there. I haven't added any stem plants in there yet or anything like that. But I'm looking forward to doing something with that. Just another note, I'm just going to go ahead and show you all a little extra clip here. If you have made it this far in the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you my old 10-gallon tank that I had when I moved. I actually moved with that 10-gallon because it was much easier to manage. and not as heavy. So I'm going to show you that right now. All right, here it is. This is my old 10-gallon tank. I know some of you remember those neon tetras from the previous video, and also the Molly that I have there as well. She actually had some fry, as you see there. You have some fry right there on the top, and then you know the glow light and zebra danio there, the glow light tetras in there as well. Have a little bit of CO2 over there in the corner going. And this is some of the carpet that I have here going on in this tank. This is almost like a grow out tank right now, where I'm just growing out some plants and keeping the cycle going here. This tank right here is only a 10-gallon tank, and I'm trying to just go ahead and just keep this stuff growing out in here. Look at those fries in the front right there. I saw when those was born, and now they are growing very fast. And there's the mom right there. The dad was very old. I had him for a long time, and he actually passed away. And right now that's the mom right there, the big mom, the fry next to her, the other fry next to her. The zebra danio right there look like it's about to pop. It's full of eggs, so I'm not sure if the danio is going to go ahead and breed or not here. I'm not sure. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm not sure. I have some cherry shrimp in here too from the last tank, as you could see back there, hiding. And then I have a algae eater as well. Not a Siamese algae eater, but if you look behind of that blue filter right there, you will see the algae right there, octo. I have him there from the last tank also. If you could look over here, you may be able to see him. Oh, he ran. But anyway, that's it. They like the spotlight over here. Okay, there's the octo right there. He helps keep the tank very, very clean. So I'm very impressed with him. And I have some floating plants in here. I have a fern on top right there. I have the automatic feeder going on. I have the filter there going on here as well. So anyway, this is just what I wanted to show you. This is the CO2 system here that's going on there. As you can see the drip right there, almost about a drop per second. So a small amount of CO2 in this tank. And no, it's not too much CO2. My fishes are not floating to the top, gasping for air or anything like that. I know how to manage CO2, and I know definitely not how to poison my fishes. So anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. That's my time, and I will keep you all updated on the 75-gallon tank. Peace, and stay blessed and safe. Bye-bye.